Yeah, well, Marc kind of walks around like that, seems like all the time. And talk about a big breaker. I was watching Labutis the entire tournament, really, and he's been breaking them pretty hard as well.
What a start. Jeremy's crystal ball came out and the golden break to get us underway. That is just the perfect introduction to the biggest match of his life. One shot, one rack under the belt. Jeremy was still waiting for that golden break to clinch a match. Mind you, it was pretty good to see one start a match. And the jewel in Labutis' crown so far was that 10-9 win over Albin Ocean when he was behind in the match for the majority.
Yeah, smart kick here, trying to bring the cue ball behind the 6-9. Oh, he put a ton of speed. Well, why not just knock it in? So a golden break for Labutis. And then one heck of a kick shot here in game 2 from Bijsterbosch.
Yeah, and with shape attached, Jeremy.
Yeah, you couldn't hit that one any cleaner if you were shooting it straight in. Both these players can play with a lot of energy. Big breakers of the balls. Now, Wong last night almost made the great escape in that match against Bijsterbosch, but it was really Bijsterbosch after having a huge lead at 9-4, I believe it was. He missed the 9, got out of line. Next game, he got out of line on the 8, missed the 8, and to be honest, I kind of left, go cool off a little bit, sweating the scores from outside, and all of a sudden it had got 9-9.
Yeah, Jeremy's right. He missed the 9 ball. He missed 2 8 balls. And Duong Kwang stood over a 4-9 combination to win the match 10-9. I thought Marc was out of the event, but Duong misjudged the combination, and with a well-executed carom shot, Bijsterbosch sneaked through.
Marc Bijsterbosch.
And that 9 ball sneaked in.
Capones. And one common theme, I think, for people that run deep in these tournaments, the players, is normally we see players at the end that really don't stress that much over shots. And we have that the same with these 4 we have in the finals. Dang, just as cool as it comes. We know Skyler, of course, what he's done in the Moscone. And you'll see it both with these 2 as well. They're really not painful players to watch, and they don't make it tough on themselves.
Well, in this rack we've been talking about the shot clock, but that was only instituted from the last 16 onwards. Before that, we had some ultra marathons out there, but not involving the 4 semi-finalists.
Yes, Labutis wins the rack.
Labutis won the first rack with a golden break. He regains the lead at 2-1. Very tough match to call this. Very tough.
So either softer speed or a lot of right side here to open up the cue ball. Looks like the softer, doing a bit of both. And I'll tell you, those shots right there just tell you how calm and comfortable the players are, even though, okay. Got to make sure of those. But how comfortable and calm the players are, even though you could say for all 4 of them, as far as Nineball pulled, the biggest day of their careers.
Marc Bijsterbosch.
In goes the 9. There was an alarm on the 7. The numbers you can see next to their names, that's their tournament seeding.
This is a dangerous shot. I'm surprised he's not looking at the 2-row kick. Very easy, it looks like to me. Yeah, having to swerve it, that one's a harder one to control. But how you doing? Little a la Efren Reyes there from Marc Bijsterbosch.
Highest compliment you can pay.
Yeah, truly one of the greatest minds in sports, I think, there ever has been, Efren Reyes. All right, 2-rail kick. And this one you want to be a little aggressive. You want the cue ball to continue to travel downward towards the brown. Like that. That way you get some separation. At least make Marc come with one heck of a shot to get the run started. You can see the chest going there, though, for Pijus. So a big moment. He wants it.
Jacking up, that was excellent.
And he stroked it like he was straight in, a foot from it. Meanwhile, he was off the rail, purely to the pocket. And what control. He will leave a jump shot, but and a very doable kick to get at anyways, but that's the position he's put himself in.
Not for the first time, very close to scratching in that particular pocket. And although it was a mistake, at least he's left very awkward cueing.
Yeah, from what I've seen all week, he's come with all the tough ones. Wasn't going to happen there, and like Phil said, very awkward cueing. First kind of short jabby stroke I've seen from Pijus. I ain't got to watch every match, of course, but all right. This, if you know the stroke here, you kill your ball with a lot of high right here. Just let the 6 come down casually. Don't know about that one.
Extension
Like I said,
call.
to start, he's played 5 heel matches. And of course, Bijsterbosch, he's had a few close ones as well. Is he going 1 rail at this or 3 rails? He missed the 1 railer.
What a golden opportunity for Labutis to lead for the first time by a couple of racks.
Interesting, with ball in hand, he would set it so far away. Oh, he did hit it. He nicked the ball going by. Wow. Oh, that must have been super thin, Phil. Did you notice he nicked the purple?
Absolutely not.
Well, what happens is when the ball gets in the air a little bit, that being the cue ball, that's when it can hit a little on top instead of the equator of the object ball, and it can barely be rubbed without noticing.
More by luck than judgment. I did say, well, he's left a golden chance to go 2 up, and he did, but not in the way I thought.
Yeah, well, looking back, our referee did not announce foul shot, ball in hand, so he's on top of it, and we'll try and do better.
Foul or no foul, it didn't make a great amount of difference.
Like to hit the right side of this, cross the 3 over, come 2 rails back, maybe where the cue ball's at now, something like that, down to this end, but
No reaction from the crowd, but what a fluke. What a fluke. That was a wild slash that didn't really deserve what he got. And we know that any degree of inaccuracy to the middle pockets and the object ball will be spit out.
oh, he's hitting a high ball. Is he banking this? No way.
Yes way.
Well, once I saw a high ball, I didn't think he was going 3 rails.
Marc Bijsterbosch.
There was a
Wins the
fluke, there was a bank, and then a...
Here. No, it's just going to come 2 rails on the other side of the brown. Ooh. Ooh. And he did. He took a chance to try and get closer to the 3, and I don't blame him. Wanted to clear the table.
And over the course of the 6 days here so far, Jeremy, how many times have we seen that specific pocket grab a ball and it stay right in the jaws?
Yeah, and he wanted, so many times we even named the pocket. We let you do
Extension
that.
called.
Well, I called it the nasty knuckle.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he wanted to hit that ball to the right side of the pocket to try and promote more cue ball movement and get down closer to that 3. So I don't think he was so unhappy the way he hit it. Maybe a little shocked on the outcome, though. Oh, that shows you how deep that ball was. He caught it. This still caught the knuckle and came down the right side of the table, and I think he snookered. I'll tell you, I may not jump at this. Normally, the players will immediately pull out the jump cue, but the 9's kind of far away from the cue ball, and it's a very doable 2-rail kick to the back of the 3. So
He missed the 2 on the way down, hit it on the way back. Oh, well done. What a jump and shape on the 4.
yeah, and I think I'm premature on those calls just because I got to realize how much better with the jump cue these players are than I ever thought about being. Well, I talked about it yesterday with some players. We had a laugh. I mean, it was really hot in here, right? And Labutis looked like he was just, never broke a sweat the entire day, and he played probably more close matches than anyone in the event. And he's going with it.
Maybe that's why he tends to thrive in Florida.
Yeah, Florida's no joke. Be there in a couple of weeks. Can't wait. And again, a lot of things are cut off here. And the cue ball's near the rail, which makes jumping more difficult. The pink's in the way of the right side rail, which is on the bottom of your screen. Top of your screen, maybe there's enough room to go between the 8 and 9 to come one cushion at the red. Now, when you're near the rail, it's a hard thing to explain with the jump cue, but you kind of got to lighten the backhand a little bit and let a little pop happen. Hopefully you don't miss hit the cue ball and swerve the ball. But if you try to hit it hard, you could go right into the 8. He's going to lose the rock.
Foul stroke.
Maybe a little fortunate what the 3's done.
Ball in hand. Please start the clock.
Yeah, the 3 could have stopped anywhere. The fact it's stopped right next to the 8 could be that man's saving grace.
Yeah, I think he's going to go offensive here. I would. Missable ball with ball in hand, believe it or not, though. He shot so confidently, though. Phil, you got to like what you're seeing.
Yeah, forget the saving grace now.
Yeah, and he set up even with a hair of an angle there. You saw him brush the 8. So that was probably to give him more space to cue shooting at the 3.
First off, he's got to pot the 7. Another error.
Yeah, and that's what I meant. I mean, that's a very missable shot with the top inside. He could have just stayed there and kind of iced the 7 and taken on the bank on the 8. And there's no really right or wrong choice there. It's just kind of what you prefer, what you're feeling. Oh, really nice. And that's the one I was wondering about when he had to shoot one lighter, right?
Was he spooked by the the far point of the middle pocket, I wonder. It was a very surprising miss.
Yeah, well, when he gets down on the ball, he will pull the trigger pretty quickly. But in my opinion, that one was even a little quicker. Almost like it just was, in his mind, a little too easy. Is he not shooting at this? Yeah. I understand, but I really feel like, you know, he knocks that ball in at a very high rate. Now looking to see if the 8 goes. And I'll tell you what, after a miss on the 7, I might put the tester here on Marc. I may clip the 8, put it out in space. Don't try to hit it so thin, because then you sell out by the pocket. And run the cue ball behind the 9, or try to. He's going for the bank. Oh, how good is that? How good is that, Phil?
And now Bijsterbosch second-guessing himself about refusing the 8 a few moments ago.
Cheers, Labutis. Wins for that.
You can see what that rack means to him. The clenched fist, and for the first time, it is a 3-rack advantage.
At this level, and I think when the nerves are high, I think the brain is the one that really can get you back on track and keep you away from some things that will cause mistakes. Tough shot here, no matter what he does. Oh, really good. Watch out. Wow. And maybe just the type of situation to get Marc back on track and breaking the balls.
Marc Bijsterbosch.
Well, that wasn't a fluke, but the fact that the 3-9 lined up was fortunate.
I can get past it. He should be able to get past it. Yeah, really nice. Definitely been the better on that end of the game in this match, the tactical side.
Extension called.
I don't know about this kick shot here. A lot of times I like the kick, but pretty easy to scratch on this one, coming from behind. Oh, he come across it. Nice hit, Marc. I don't know if he's going to get a reward. He certainly is.
Yeah, the side that was still on the cue ball threw it wide enough for Bijsterbosch to avoid trouble. In fact, put his opponent in trouble.
And, you know, faces tell us a lot in sports, right? What they're thinking between the ears and how confident they are. And both these players, they don't look when someone gets a little fortunate on a snooker. They just get on with it. You got to believe that's
Fast
just
stroke.
a really good thing, and another reason why they're doing so well.
Ball in hand.
Something, but the end is really where you make your mark. Dry break maybe at the, no, yep, a dry break. Ooh, and maybe a quick winner with a 2-9 kiss shot. And the way it lays, if you set up correctly, it can be a free kiss shot, meaning you can play a safe behind it as well. Awkward cueing.
The two new Romans are back in the crowd. Gary Wilson being one of them.
Yeah, here you want to kill your ball. And to where you can come across the 2, play the 9. Yeah, like that. He killed it nicely. He got close to it too, so accuracy should be good. Here you play the 2 across, let it go near the pink. There's Gary.
Even got the shield now.
Extension call.
They're on the improve there in the audience. And again, you can cross the 2 over, let it go over by the pink, send the 9 towards the pocket, maybe get a blocker with the cue ball, maybe with the red 3. Now, the key to this is don't baby it too much if you're going to play the kiss shot. Yeah, really confident.
Yes, Labutis.
Wasn't that terrific, especially the timing of it. The 2-9 carom
Trading 9 racks to 8.
from Bijsterbosch. The immediate target to draw level.
Well, the big breaker, that's been a problem at the moment for him, and that's his 4th dry break, I believe, 2 in a row. Maybe just his 3rd, actually, but definitely the last 2. And he's given up a nice shot on the 1. The 2's a little tricky.
Yeah, so 17 racks completed, 18 racks or 18 breaks made, and 5 of them have been dry. The 3 ball is the problem here. The 2 could have been floated into this top right-hand pocket, but the 3 is blocking. And although the 2's very close to the middle, don't be confused. That would be such a narrow target to knock it into.
Yeah, smart shot here, getting close to it. That way you can, really have premium on the safety shot, most likely anyways. Touch should be good. Man, I'd hate to take this on. Wow. Got to figure I got to double bank this away, right? And kind of stun the ball up on the 3. Oh, no.
Foul stroke.
And that's where that pulling the trigger a little quickly can get you. You got to take dead aim on shots like that going through
Please
the ball.
start the clock.
That is the kind of faux pas, blunder, call it what you will, that if he loses this match, he will always remember.
Well, he's probably overdrawn this a little bit, so going to have to play short side on the 9.
Well, I was talking about the scratch in the previous rack. He will never forget that. Certainly the 8 ball he will never forget. Oh dear me.
Well, got a little not out of line, but not what he wanted, right? But the main thing to me that has cost him a couple is just he does pull the trigger quickly when he gets down on the ball. It just seems like a theme sometimes when you have a player like that. We see a rare mistake, something we don't expect.
Marc Bijsterbosch.
You have to say, Marc Bijsterbosch is leading a charmed life. He did so in the quarterfinals. Again, Lady Luck smiling down.
Yeah, just kind of one-stroked it once he heard the beeps go off. He pulled the trigger. I don't know if that had much effect or not, but I feel like it did. Using his extension after the break during the push-out. Well, that's some class there.
How can you miss an 8 ball like he did in the previous rack, then smoothly knock that one in? Very good indeed from right under the side cushion.
Yeah, and much different down over the ball, taking a little more dead aim there. And
not dissimilar to the 8 he missed. For the
Here's
9,
Labutis. Wins the rack.
finds the heart of the pocket. Possibly finish with one.
oh no, I didn't hear anything down. The one over the corner and nothing tied up.
We started off talking golden. Now the word is dry. Devastated, dejected, crestfallen to the max. But who will it be?
Good speed there, and again, really good with the timing, and now in position. And if he gets out here, it'll probably be that 8 ball that Labutis is going to remember, because he's played a really good match overall, especially for his first semifinal. He's trying to fall underneath this just a little bit to play it in the side. And he can easily move the cue ball over. Now he's got a draw over, maybe. I don't know. So I don't know how close he can get to the 9. We'll see. It's definitely not over yet. Well, another good stroke. So Marc Bijsterbosch had some funny situations and even funnier shots at times, but he brought it when it meant the most, it seems.
It's all about this. Marc Bijsterbosch is into the final of the Spanish Open. Nice guys don't always finish second. Fantastic stuff from him. The way he held himself together after the dry break from the very unfortunate Pijus Labutis.
Extension code.
The initiative handed straight over.
Start the clock.
This could be very significant, even though it is the opening rack. Woodward had the chance to go in front, and this one's gone wrong, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, can't legislate for that. That was very unlucky. Okay, decided to try and make something happen. I think the outcome he will be happy with.
Unlike Woodward, Dang did not have to go to the loser's side. Beat Rafael Luis Guzman Gomez of Spain, then the win over Woodward, and finally Radoslav Babica in winner's qualification to get to single elimination.
Foul shot. Ball in hand.
And our first look in this semi-final at Woodward's break.
And like Dang's first break, it's dry.
Yeah, just look at the table. There's no clusters. There's no real difficult positional shots, so it's a good chance. Has he lost the cue ball? It needs to pull up. Yeah, it has done.
Well, a brief moment of anxiety, but it looks as though the general theme of the start of this match is going to continue. Whether it's been a dry break or leaving ball in hand, it's been a case so far of just picking off chances handed to you by your opponent. Dang Jinhu has done that twice, and that's why he's one ahead in the early stages.
Okay, so the first mistake really comes from Dang, a chance to just break away a little bit in the early stages of this semi-final.
Extension code.
As I said, the theme so far has been players picking off opportunities given to them by their opponents, but as you say, that one was pretty needless. So was that.
Yeah, that will not make Skyler Woodward feel good at all. Complete miss hit there.
He won't have missed a pot from that sort of range by that wide a margin all year.
Looked like it skidded a little bit to me there upon the contact. Does throw in the odd miss. Shot. Needs the cue ball to slow down now. Is he going to run behind the 8? Wow.
Well, if he can't get through to that, it's very unfortunate. And it doesn't look good.
Still a big favourite to make this carom. He's been fortunate where these balls have finished.
And there is the carom. So for the third time, Dang Jinhu leads by a single rack at 3-2.
He can get through to it. Oh, but he's missed it. Skyler Woodward back at the table. That was a small chance there for Dang to break away. That'd have fell, that ball, Michael, in the olden days.
So with 3 balls down off the break, there wasn't a great deal left to do from there. And after the way he had picked up the pace in the previous rack, Dang might have fancied his chances of doing it himself. But he broke down very quickly, and Woodward, instead of falling 3 behind, closes the gap to just 1.
With the 1 ball.
Woodward has been this far in big events before, but I don't think he's ever arrived at the semi-final stage of an event of this scale, Carl, as the favourite to win it. Do you think he's struggling with that a bit?
Yeah, maybe, you know, you try not to think about it, but you've got to try and block it out of your mind, but maybe he's come to, you know, this match to the table thinking, well, if I can just beat Dang. He knows Marc Bijsterbosch really well, actually. They're quite good friends. Obviously, he knows Marc's a good player, but it's not like you've got filler sat there waiting, is it, or catcher? The people who have stood in arenas like this lifting trophies. You can still do it. Obviously, at some point, you've got to win your first. But that's what he's battling with. He's got to get the job done. Now, Skyler's on 2 fouls in 9-ball. If you foul 3 times consecutively, you lose the rack. Can Dang find another good one? Is he trying to put the 9? What's going on here? Let's have a look. I think he's playing it into the rail, trying to pot the 9, and then leave the cue ball welded onto the black 8 ball.
Nicely done.
Skyler's got to play the hook behind the 6. Yeah, he's done well there, especially if it's touching. If Dan can see the left-hand rail, he should definitely make contact. Good things could happen as well.
As I said, Dang guaranteed minimum to be somewhere in the 60s in the world rankings after this tournament. If he gets through to the final, he'll be around 50th. And if he wins the tournament, he'll go straight in just outside the top 20 in the world.
Foul shot. Ball in hand.
Doesn't really like to play the shot slow, Skyler. Likes to give him a bit more power. Oh, good shot, good hit.
I think the percentage of difficult pots we're seeing being made in this match is probably higher than that for more elementary ones.
Did he miss one like this before? I think it was the opening yellow 1 ball in one of the racks. Similar type of shot. He just caught the long rail. He just caught the long rail. That's where the game has changed, Michael. When you're not getting a cue ball exactly where you want it, certain shots now you can't afford to just pinch the rail. I've seen them fall on many a pool table. I'm sure you have as well, Michael.
Yeah, the safety net, the margin of error, has just been eliminated.
Well, that's what is good about it, because it means if your cue ball's a little loose, like the shot from Skyler Woodward, he's now forced himself into making a more difficult shot. Big 7-ball this now in the context of this semi-final. We're not quite halfway there yet, but it's a chance for Skyler to draw level. What a pot. Probably thinking the rack's over, but it all depends on where this cue ball goes. With the potting angle he's faced with, well, look at the camera angle there. How different does that look from the other one? It's a lot steeper, it's a lot thinner than I thought. I wonder if he's going into the 9-ball, or can he just miss the 9? Oh, he's missed the 8 ball. He's missed the 8. He was so worried about the cue ball. Big moment here.
He can often cut a frustrated figure, Woodward, and doesn't really hide it. I feel we may be getting to that stage again. And so, for the 3rd time, Dang Jinhu leads by a couple of racks. It's now 6-4.
Cue ball looks like it's going to be bumping the green 6 unless he can put a little bit of side on it. The 5 ball doesn't pass the 8. So this is awkward. He may even play safe, you know. Okay, he did avoid the green 6. Well, he's done well getting the cue ball there, let me tell you. Because if this is very tight, you always want to be close to your work. If it doesn't go, he's sat nice for the combination as well. Well, it goes off that left jaw, Michael. It's tight, but it goes.
So it's taken him a couple of chances. But having lost 2 racks in a row, Skyler Woodward may yet lose this one as well. What's going on, Carl?
Well, we did see it, didn't we? We had glimpses of this when he went deep at the UK Open, Michael.
Dang Jinhu wins the rack.
This is going to sit up. This is a chance for Dang to get on the hill. The red 3 to the pink 4. He's got that little angle though, he can come down the table. Just a little bit short of pace. Yeah, we were talking about the snooker players, Michael, and obviously there's another cue sport in China, Chinese 8 ball. That's a big game over there. I think Dang was playing that a little bit as well. Oh, he's gone for the 9.
Just like that, Dang Jinhu is on the hill. He's all smiles. Hardly surprising given the way this is playing out for him.
Just try and make something happen. He said if he was to win this rack, winner breaks, puts a 2 or 3 pack together, he would need balls on the break, something that he hasn't done. But this match looks over now. All these balls are perfect. This is like the victory lap. Oh, hello. Wow. Where has that come from?
I think it's come from you writing it off too early, Carl. Have you learned nothing over the years? No, that's truly astonishing, isn't it? And it's not as if he's under any great pressure at all now, because he's so close to getting the match won. He's so far in front. Lapse in concentration? I don't know. I mean, how do you describe that?
Well, yeah, he was under no pressure, but he's going to be under pressure now. Because 10-5, in a winner break format, things can happen. Things might start to get a little bit scary out there now for Dang Junhui.
Even in a match where we've seen so many elementary mistakes, that was an absolute shocker. Skyler Woodward probably can't believe he's still hitting balls.
Left hand rail into that top pocket. This is horrible. He's overdone it. Where's it going to finish? I mean, it could have been worse. There's a bank shot available. Obviously, if it was over the pocket, it's a fantastic opportunity for Dang. At least he's got to play a bank shot. Skyler Woodward will be kicking himself there.
You said it was horrible, even more so by the knowledge that if he missed, it could be his last shot. And it looks very likely to be now.
Yeah, just needs to make sure he comes up the table to get on the 8. Doesn't want to start leaving himself a funny 8 ball. Well, Woodward cannot complain. He's had his chances.
Yeah, he'll be the first to acknowledge it. I'm sure he'll try to learn the lessons of it as he moves on to other big events, including the World Cup next week. Dang Jinhu against Marc Bijsterbosch was not a final that anyone would have foreseen, but it's the final we've got, and it's one to savour. Dang Jinhu is the winner over an out-of-sorts Skyler Woodward, 11-5. He's in the final.